Hello, welcome. I am excited to be making a collective video again. I kind of forced myself to take a little break. I was on vacation, and there were a lot of times where I was like, I just want to read, but I do have to take a break every now and again. So today we're going to be talking about the collective message, what we need to hear. We're starting off with the Queen of Cups. Welcoming in what you feel, no matter what it is. There's no prior terms of agreement placed upon it. There's no type of judgment that you are kind of putting forth when you discover. This is going to allow you to gain some type of balance when it comes to the physical, specifically in the areas where you are feeling unbalanced in your life. I get it. No, I get it. But one thing that I do want to put out there is that when it comes to, because I'm kind of getting more of, it's like shadow work where you are understanding part of the situation that's unbalanced in a way where it's welcoming, where you're just like, okay, what's up? Let's talk. And so you hear this part of you out, you listen, and you support instead of help. When you support, you're meeting that part wherever it's at. When you help, you are offering kind of like in a way of being better off than whatever it is that you're helping, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, check out this book, The Yamas and Niyamas. Super cool book, really interesting when it comes to kind of understanding about yourself in ways of like being at peace with being one of many, like one cup of water in an ocean, if that makes sense. But anyway, so right now it's looking like it's a new way of looking at kind of situations where you want to, situations that have been calling out to you and you have been aware that there is some parts where it's dealing with emotions that haven't been dealt with. When I say dealt with, I mean in a healthy, peaceful kind of way, where yeah, you're just kind of accepting whatever it is that's there. Accepting is a word we're going to go off of with these. Okay, look at all these delicious cards. We're starting off with the Four of Cups. We have the High Priestess. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Chariot. So what I'm getting from this is that there has been some sort of idea that, I'm not getting idea, I'm getting emotional fulfillment. Some sort of like emotional fulfillment where it's like, you're like, I know I deserve better. And so you do the hard work of getting to that point of it being better, so much so that it's like a habit for you now. I'm getting that there are new habits that you're doing that are very beneficial, but it's up to you on deciding if it is beneficial, whatever the habits are, because we do have a range of habits that are good habits, and then there are habits that are not so good. The habits that are not so good, the best way that I like to look at those are just their challenges for me in terms of the future, in terms of improving my life and understanding myself in a way where it's like, I did not think I would see myself this way. The King of Swords. So when I mentioned about the habits that aren't so beneficial, those are going to be habits that it's kind of like sometimes you're gonna have to be a little stern with yourself. You're gonna have to parent yourself, if you will. And this is like the tone of being the parent to yourself. So finding ways where you can come to some kind of like, how would I put this? With whatever that you need to change in terms of a habit and making it better, you come to some sort of resolution. That's it. Some sort of resolution where you're able to get to a place where you appreciate how much that this habit that you no longer need in your life has like been there for you, has caused you to experience different types of experiences that caused you to maybe bring awareness to a part of you you didn't even realize. Yeah, something about like being able to appreciate what once before you thought was like of lack is very powerful. The Two of Swords. Yeah, I was thinking just as this card popped up, I was like, okay, so with the Two of Swords being here, there's something that in your mind is causing you to feel very challenged and kind of moving on, like moving towards the Three of Swords when it comes to a certain idea, a certain mindset, when it comes to even a certain lifestyle. It could be also habit. And with the Devil popping up, the Devil talks about like you no longer need this in your life. You are ready to find out how to cut those chains that's causing you to be chained to the devil, if you will. And the devil is just what isn't beneficial for you, and it's not right or wrong. It just is. As human beings, we kind of get overzealous. Oh my gosh, actually the book that I mentioned earlier, this book does talk about being like overzealous. Non-excess. Turn us from greed to appreciation and pleasure without excess. And that is for the Yama. Brahmacharya. But anyway, so when it comes to this, because I'm really getting that it's like you're upgrading in ways of understanding as a kid those things that you just don't want to do. Now you're like getting to that point of realizing why it's so important to do those things. Like and it might definitely doesn't have to be habits from when you were a kid. It does not, it can, but it's more so, I'm just saying, you're improving, you're updating, you're kind of like reassessing the things that you're putting out into your life and actually like assessing if it's beneficial. Is it beneficial? The Page of Cups. Allowing yourself to be guided by the feeling state more than anything. One thing about meditating, I've been like, well, relaxing, difference. There's a difference. I've been relaxing. So one thing about relaxing that I was like really kind of surprised about for me was this welcoming in the state of being. So for instance, because I'm thinking of this Reiki challenge that I do where it's right now working on the chakras, and every single day it's one chakra. And so within this chakra, let's say it's like the root chakra, you're going to start to, for 5 minutes, okay? I know I'm like explaining this, so like, where is this coming from? Hear me out. But for 5 minutes, you feel this sense of regret when it comes to the root chakra. And then you start to, for 5 minutes, start to feel the desire of the root chakra. And then for 5 minutes, you start to feel the gratitude of the root chakra. That's what I'm getting with this, is you're allowing yourself to, however you kind of figure it out for yourself, sit with this, the feeling of the habit, right? You doing the act of the habit and tuning in, kind of like reminiscing in the past, recently, of you doing this habit and seeing if it's satisfying for you, seeing if it's actually something that you enjoy doing, or if it's something that you don't mind releasing and going to a new habit for that certain time of day. Yeah, because this really is like, I'm getting that your life is updating in ways where you have to update yourself to get to that life outside of you update. So the thing about us is that everything about us, inside of us, we can control. Anything outside of you, you cannot control. It will be a lot of effort, okay? The easiest way to control the outside is by controlling inside. And by doing that, you're going to see the reflection of you kind of working on the inside, and you're going to see it outside of you happen, but it's going to happen throughout time. Wow. I'm just like, whoa, because I totally get this. It's really like hard to also understand what you want to change. But one thing that this is telling me is that where you want to change is places that you have been speaking about changing, where you're like kind of voicing it, right? Something about doing the action with trust that what you're doing is like going to change the future in ways where it would blow your mind looking in the past. Yeah. I don't know. This is so cool though, because I'm just seeing that you're at a place where it's like this, right? This is a really hard place to be. And you're like, what place is that? What place is that, Leah? What is this? The 8 of Swords. Being in a place where you don't know really which way to step in terms of using the kind of common senses. So one, their hands are tied so they can't like touch things. Two, they're blindfolded, right? So they're like having to rely on like maybe their hearing and maybe the smell and maybe the taste. And they're surrounded by these swords that's all like in the ground, kind of like they're fencing this person in, okay? So this is what's happening with the habits that are in your life right now. There are habits that are causing you to feel this great hesitation, almost like the Great Depression, where it's causing the stagnation of kind of like the flow that can be happening. Where are the habits for those watching? Okay, so right off the bat, I got something to do with the definition of joy for you. A health notification popped up on my phone. So something to do with, yeah, something to do with joy, something to do with happiness, of emotional fulfillment. I'm hearing in my head, it's really important. Like, this is super important for you. Maybe life hasn't been the easiest for you to feel this sense of emotional fulfillment. And it's like this need and drive is causing this type of hesitation where it's like you're so this way, that way, this way, that way, that there's no room for you to feel comfortable changing. Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Wands, okay? So with this, there's something to do with faith, something to do with, more than anything, faith within yourself, within the past you, the present you, and the future you. One thing that would be beneficial that you can try is relaxing into all the yous in the timeline. So the past you, the present you, and the future you. And my cat's gonna, she's going. Okay. She's like, get that. So one thing though that I'm seeing, and I'm gonna wrap it up too, but is being able to allow yourself to feel the comfort and kind of the peace within that allows this kind of releasing when it comes to not feeling sure of which way to go. Something about having faith in yourself and all the timelines allows you to feel that confidence when you are like, I really don't know which way. You're like, okay. And I'm getting that this kind of habit is a way where it can allow you to come back to yourself when it's like necessary. Okay, I'm gonna end it. Goodbye.